Season is one giant book. The page turns firmly today. It's wrapping up a homestand against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Of course, 0-5 in their first 6 games, really fighting their way through it. It's the Dodgers. It's the Diamondbacks. All the action right here on Fox Sports Arizona. Hello there, folks. Welcome back to the ballpark. You know this guy. He is Mark Grace, dried off from the pool last night. My name is Darren Sutton. Trust your week has been a good one to this point. Most importantly, welcome back to the ballpark. You and I always go back and forth about numbers. You know, you say, I'm an old school guy. You know, I like to look at you say, well, I say, you know, look at some of the numbers. I hate to be showing you these, but I need your insights as a player. This is some of the struggles that this team has been battling this year as they look to figure things out over the next couple of days. The 8th and the 9th inning, which speaks to the struggles for the bullpen, have been outscored 55-19. The bullpen ERA is up and over 7 now. Really struggled again last night for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And then, of course, the final thing, this homestand, the Dodgers, the Milwaukee Brewers. Though the Brewers went home and scuffled, it's been a tough homestand. It's been a tough late-game decisions for A.J. Hinch and Mel Stoudemire Jr. Look, I know you know what it all means, but how do you take a step forward? How do you help to turn the page? Whether the roster changes, A, or B, if all the guys stay the same, to get beyond this in the locker room.
Well, they did make a roster change today, but it was stank for Rosa. That's really like putting a Band-Aid on a axe wound. So what the Diamondbacks have to do is come out with some fire. You're just not seeing enough fire in this ball club right now, and you don't want these guys to start accepting losses, because that's the last thing you want, is it to be acceptable. You heard AJ. It's not acceptable at this level. So you know the coaches and manager are thinking it. Now it's time for the players to think it. The way they played, and its offense and its pitching, it's unacceptable.
Very talented team they showed us on the last road trip, going 6-5, but the bullpen has struggled. Pitching coach Mel Stoudemire Jr. with some advice on the numbers we just showed you in dealing with his relief pitchers late in games.
They are different. You know, they have to stay numb. They're going to have good games. They're going to have bad games. They have to have the ability to take that bad one and the next day and wake up and prepare yourself to pitch in another one.
And that, of course, was earlier this season. What this may present, though, is a wonderful opportunity for some young, talented relief pitchers. We'll see how it happens when they arrive in the big leagues. Carlos Rosa is the roster change. This is a list of possibilities for guys who have been working hard to get here. We may see one. We are going to see one. We may see more. We'll see what happens.
No, you never know. But one thing I do know from playing as long as I did, Darren, is the way the Diamondbacks are losing baseball games, it divides a clubhouse. And I know these guys can sit there and say all the right things down in the clubhouse, and the coaches can say all the right things, but you're a human being at the end of the day, and it can divide a clubhouse. So what you have to start doing is be accountable, go out there when your name's called, and start playing good baseball. That's all it is. Start playing the game. You're paid very well to play, and enjoy it and play and win. That's the bottom line. Win, and all of a sudden these fans will start supporting you again.
All right, super good stuff, and certainly glad to have you with us tonight. Matt Williams reflecting. He's been there before with his squad here in Arizona. You go back about a decade plus. Manny knows what it's like. They were able to turn it around and very quickly win a title. Baseball brought to you by Gila River Casinos, proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. By SRP. SRP will plant 1,000 trees for every Diamondbacks win this May. Visit srp.net/trees. And by Southwest Airlines. Visit southwest.com. Grab your bag. It is on.
We welcome you back to Diamondbacks baseball here on Fox Sports Arizona. Beautiful Wednesday night. Diamondbacks trying to avoid the sweep at the hands of the LA Dodgers. Yogi Jackson back on the field, and we know about the struggles of the D-backs bullpen. For perspective on that, we take a page out of Diamondback history. You remember 1999, maybe for 100 wins or that first NL West title. But did you know that the bullpen struggled mightily out of the gate? Well, for that perspective, we go to Matt Williams, who was a player then and a coach now on this current team, and how they handled that difficult time.
Of course, yeah. I mean, we started the season in LA and things didn't go well. So that happens. It depends. If something like this happens in July after the All-Star break, it's not such a big deal as it is when it starts off early. So it's ebbs and flows in this game. We all know that. So what we need to do is correct it and move on from here.
Well, back in '99, the bullpen began to come together after acquiring Matt Manti. Tonight, it is Edwin Jackson on the mound. Maybe he'll go deep into the game. Maybe the bullpen will turn things around. Either way, Jackson coming off a solid start against Milwaukee.
Growing up in New York, and of course began his career in Milwaukee with the Braves. Skipper for these Dodgers. Edwin Jackson on the hill, 26-year-old right-hander. His numbers delivered by our good friends with the UPS store. Speaking of Milwaukee, he pitched against them last time out. Went 7, gave up 3, struck out 7, but was a 3-2 loser in that game. He pitched much better.
He did throw the ball very well. He was a tough luck loser. And he pitched the very first game of this, what has turned into a lousy homestand. Let's see if he can finish the homestand on a high note.
We're underway here at Chase Field. Russell Martin takes up and in. 261 for Russell, 4 home runs, 10 runs batted in. See what he has done. On base percentage of .357 for Martin. As he takes a fastball that dives low, 2-0 the count. And when we say he pitched much better, the tough part for Jackson was the road trip. Team played well, 6-5, but Edwin had 2 big blow-ups on the mound. Definitely frustrating for him as he throws a strike. He gave up 10 in Denver in 2 1/3 innings, and he gave up 8 in Chicago in 4 innings. So that means those last 3 starts for the hard-throwing right-hander, those numbers have certainly spiked. But he's pitching against the club that brought him into pro baseball, the Dodgers. And that one is fouled off. 2-2 the count to Martin.
Good fastball there. You know it's good when you can throw it down the middle when Russell Martin's looking for the fastball and he was still tardy.
Those are the last 3 outings, and of course skewed dramatically by Chicago and Colorado. Canadian native has played more since 07 than anyone in the position. Right at the belt to Mark Reynolds. And in time for the out. Let's take a look at the entire lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Brought to you by KFC. Martin, Kemp, and then Andre Ethier. Manny Ramirez, James Loney, and Casey Blake. Blake DeWitt, Jamie Carroll doing a nice job offensively with Furcal out. And then Hiroki Kuroda. Here's Matt Kemp. You know, the one thing that has happened, if you look beyond the numbers, because the numbers will grab you with regard to those 2 big blow-ups on the road, is that Edwin Jackson is going through a bit of an evolution as a pitcher. Never in his career has he thrown ground balls like he's throwing this year.
I love it when you go Charles Darwin on me.
That's exactly
this is
right.
Great.
And so when you change,
he's evolving.
He doesn't know what to do about it all the time, though. That's the tough thing. He's used to, Gracie, pitching in the American League East and even in the Central, high fastball slider league, simply put. And you throw a lot of sliders. He's throwing fewer sliders this year. He's getting more ground balls. But the good that was happening, I think his confidence eroded quickly on the road trip. As that one is in, 2-1 the count. You can't argue about his arm. He was an all-star a season ago. 2-1 the count to Matt Kemp. Gives that one a ride. Chris Young retires his counterpart. Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks defensively. And we start in the outfield with Jackson, Young, and Upton. We move to the infield with Reynolds, Drew, Abreu gets a start, and LaRoche. Behind the plate, John Hester catches Edwin Jackson. Defense brought to you by Jaguar. The most comfortable position for Tony, he will tell you. Played there the most in the minor leagues, though he proved this spring that he could handle shortstop and has proved it in the regular season. Was a catcher as an amateur, though. And the fastball to the dangerous Andre Ethier is away. 1-0 the count. The numbers are incredible, and that just tells part of the story. We're only giving you 3 lines of average home run and RBI Triple Crown numbers. They're all big. His on-base percentage is .446 as that changeup flutters away. He is slugging .729. And in a night in which he appeared to be a little bit awkward last night, he still managed to contribute in a big way. We talked about last night how he was battling through as that one is low. And Dan Herron got him a couple times, so he was feeling for the baseball. Turned out just fine for him in the end.
I think you're absolutely right. He, along with most of the Dodgers, did a lot of damage late in that ball game.
The 3-0.
High strike there from Eddie Rapuano, the home plate umpire.
If you look at Ethier, you look at the start with Rapuano peeking in. The start to the season screams MVP, but when you go back to last year after the All-Star break, he is one of the best hitters. From after the break until now. He lines it to left. There to make the play is Connor Jackson. Edwin Jackson with a 1-2-3. these Diamondbacks. Hiroki Kuroda hoping not to relive any sort of scare he had last year with the line drive that knocked him out of the bowl game. Off the bat of Rusty Ryle. Let's take a look at the Southwest Airlines starting lineup. Jackson, Drew, Upton. Then it's Reynolds, LaRoche, Young, Abreu, and Hester. With Edwin Jackson, who can hit. Rusty Ryle with the line drive last year that took out Hiroki Kuroda. Very big scare. And Kuroda's first time back pitching on this mound. Through an interpreter yesterday, he told our own Jeff Munn with a great interview with him on the radio side. Jeff asked him about his fears, would he have any, and he said through his interpreter, you know what, it might be natural to think I would be, but I'm just a different guy once I step between those white lines, and it all changes on the mound. He's watched the video of it as that one is away. He's watched this. He's seen it. And he's back to tell about it, as scary as that is.
I didn't even look at that. I don't like looking at that kind of stuff.
It's uncomfortable stuff. Very, very scary.
I never did that to a pitcher. I did hit pitchers in places besides their head. You know, like for instance, you know, maybe in an elbow or in a knee or something where they had to come out of the game, but I never did that. And I'm very thankful that I didn't. 4 wide ones.
Good way to start it for Connor Jackson. His 8th walk of the year to go along with 8 strikeouts. And let's take a look at the defense for the Dodgers. Ramirez, then Kemp and Ethier, which means Kemp has to do a lot of work to his right. Blake, Carroll, DeWitt, and Loney, with Russell Martin behind home plate, catching Hiroki Kuroda. So here's Stephen Drew.
Funny in your old age.
And I'm getting old in my old age as well. I trust that all of you, old and young, have had a good week to this point. Midweek now. Stephen takes a look at a pitch over the outside corner. We have documented how Drew has just absolutely positively owned the Dodgers, and it has continued in this series. It's just been a team that he has been comfortable against. Lefties, righties. As long as it says Los Angeles or Dodgers on the front of the uniform, he'll be just fine. 5 for 15 in his career against Kuroda, so a .333 clip.
Had himself a good rip at that pitch there, just shanked the foul.
Remind us of the repertoire of Hiroki Kuroda.
Well, like a lot of Japanese pitchers, he's going to give you that hesitation delivery. He's got an explosive fastball, even though it's not going to register in the mid-90s, but the ball gets on. He's got a sneaky fastball, a pretty good breaking ball, a changeup as well, kind of a split finger type of changeup. There it was right there. Although 89 seems a little firm for that split.
The slider is a little bit slower. This is what, with regard to breaking down his stuff. So he'll throw a lot of sliders. Only half the time he'll throw the fastball. So that was on the top end velocity-wise for that split change you're talking about. 1-2 the count to Stephen Drew. You talk about that walk to Connor Jackson. On Friday, Kuroda handed out a career-high 5 walks against Colorado. 2 were intentional, but it was just the 6th time in his 57 career starts that he had issued 3 or more unintentional walks in a game. Command has been there for him.
I think there's got to be a way to start deciphering intentional and unintentional walks.
To me, they're totally unrelated, as that one is off the foot. Shouldn't even be included.
I agree, you know, but it goes in your walk stats. I really don't think it should. Yeah, because, you know, I would imagine most pitchers are like, oh, I didn't really want to walk him there, but I was told to do it. Just another thing, if I ever become commissioner, I'm going to change that rule.
Okay, we'll stand by for that. Meantime, Drew, that wasn't square off the shoe. It looked like it was off the ankle, up a little bit higher, so he'll walk it off. So other numbers for Steven: 314, 2 homers, 10 RBIs, and an on-base percentage of .382 this year for Steven. .382. There's the career numbers. That's 65 games, folks. That's plenty of time to do good damage. The other thing that needs to be pointed out, and not necessarily with Connor Jackson, but Kuroda in his career has allowed 22 stolen bases. 2 have been caught. You pushed the envelope a little bit tonight.
I'd love to see it.
Nice job there. It was again that split finger.
When you're in a funk offensively, I'm a big believer in pushing the envelope. I don't like sitting back waiting for 3-run homers, because when you're struggling offensively, it's usually because you're not hitting 3-run homers. So why wait for them? And I think also putting runners in motion, it puts the pressure on the opposing defense. You can possibly open up a hole for a ball to roll through, or you can maybe get a wild throw somewhere, and next thing you know, you're creating scoring opportunities.
Looks like he's gripping a fastball. He is. It's 94 miles an hour, and it's into the seat. So we'll do it again. 2-2 the count. This is Kuroda's 3rd season in the big leagues with the Dodgers. He's 35 years old, played 11 years in the Japan Central League with Hiroshima. And if you remember, the Diamondbacks were part of the interested parties when Kuroda was posted. And they actually submitted a bid, but it was during that same winter, as that came together, that the Dan Herron trade came together. And they knew that since they were shopping at Saks Fifth Avenue, they could only buy 1 item, not 2.
That's exactly right. Stephen Drew has worked Saks Fifth Avenue to a 3-2 count here. The Dodger version. The slider it will be.
Runner goes. It's lifted. Left side. Blake will field things in. Leaning over. Casey stumbles down into the dugout. They call it a catch.
And Connor Jackson will be awarded second base, because that's a catch and carry. You catch the baseball, and if you fall into the dugout or carry it out of the field of play, all base runners move up 90 feet. So what a great catch, first and foremost, by Casey Blake. My goodness, what a great catch. And none of the Diamondbacks there to help him out. But what a catch. My goodness, what a catch. Now he carries it out of the field of play, so Connor Jackson gets awarded 90 feet. That is a big-time grab right there by Casey Blake. Wow. And that's exactly what Lance Barksdale is now explaining to Casey Blake. It's the catch and carry rule.
We know he knows the rules. Good stuff, Gracie. Very good stuff. And as a corner infielder, I would imagine you had to remind yourself of that a lot.
Exactly. I got situations where you catch a ball and your momentum carries you into the dugout. Even if you got the ball and ready to throw it, doesn't matter. It's automatic award of 90 extra feet.
Boy, he's lucky he didn't hit anything, stumble harder, managed to keep his footing, and somehow, as that one is topped, out to short, foul ball, got his foot. But you go down those stairs while you're looking at the baseball the entire time after you catch it.
That's dangerous.
It looked like he took just a smooth little tumble onto his side, onto the ground. There's a bench there that he could have hit with his head. So good. What a play.
One time I was in a dugout about to maybe help a guy out that was going to possibly fall into the dugout, and I'm like, there, and the foul ball hit me right on top of the head. And I was seeing stars. Here I am helping the third baseman out, and next thing you know, he didn't catch it, and I took it right on top of the head, right on top of that button.
Big swing out front, 1-2 the count. I'm laughing with you, obviously, not at you.
It's funny now, but I'm telling you, I had tears in my eyes.
On a big league cap, folks, there is a button on top. And right there, that is metal.
And all you got to do is just tap it lightly on top of your head, and it hurts. Now go ahead and take a foul ball off of it.
It acts as the connector for all the pieces.
Now you know why this head's a little scrambled. Steer right through.
So Justin goes down on strikes. He was 7 for his last 15 with runners in scoring position. Comes up empty this time. Slider?
That looked like a little slider. Didn't really do much. Justin was just way out in front of it.
All right, so now that runner's still out there for Mark Reynolds. 225, 10 home runs, 27 batted in. He scored 25 runs as well. Slider breaking just the right amount. It's getting some good swings and misses so far.
Yeah, right now Upton and then Reynolds. So that front shoulder really flying open, pulling off the pitch, trying to pull it. Guys like Kuroda, they don't pitch in very often. Got to use the big part of the ballpark. A lot like the Diamondbacks, or I'm sorry, a lot like the Dodgers did last night to Dan Herron. Remember, everything was up the middle and the other way? It's the same thing with Kuroda.
Had a very solid plan of attack against the All-Star for the Diamondbacks. 0-2 the count. These boys have seen a lot of off-speed stuff. And it seems to be, since the calendar turned to May and the club came back home, they've seen even more. Milwaukee really feeding off one another. I mean, even Carlos Villanueva, who's had a tough time out of the pen of late, he threw only show-me fastballs.
Exactly right. The word's out. Diamondbacks can handle fastballs, but they don't handle the off-speed stuff very well. And it shows right there with Reynolds and Upton striking out on breaking pitches.
Catch and carry, but they cannot capitalize. We broadcasted from there last night. He went into the pool. Glad to have you back with us.
I can't believe Jackson did that to me.
And when he got to the bottom of the pool, he found that baseball from 1998. Manny Ramirez to lead it off against Edwin Jackson.
On a chilly night, that was cold once I got out of that heated pool. Nice fastball in there to start the at-bat with Manny Ramirez. Power on power. Hitters like that, too. You got a guy with a good fastball out there, and they know you're a good fastball hitter, and they challenge you with one right out of the gate. Manny respects that. Hitters respect that.
Manny is 1 for 10 against Jackson in his career, as the slider dives away with 1 RBI. 1 for 10, Manny Ramirez. It's not the case in this series, and it's not the case since he has come off the disabled list with a calf injury. He's been raking. The 1-1. Interested in that fastball, just spoils it into the seats. Manny in this series, 3 for 7 with 3 walks. So in 2 games, he's been on base 6 times already. And he is rolling coming off the disabled list as well. It's not necessarily homers, just good solid at bats. Fastball on the backhand. Abreu sets, fires in time for the out. Good positioning, because that was a beautiful piece of hitting again.
Well, even when he gets jammed, he hits it hard. I mean, that ball is in on his label, and a nice play there by Abreu for the first out. Going to his right with the backhand, takes his time. Who does Abreu remind you of in the face?
You're going to have
Former
to help
D-back. Former D-back, recent D-back. Now a White Sox.
Tony Pena?
Tony Pena.
Okay.
Kind of reminds me of Tony Pena a little bit. For all the Tony Pena fans out there.
And there's many. Here's James Loney.
Gas.
Now, Edwin, you've got to think, and he said he would have an extra gear, a little bit of adrenaline against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Uh-huh.
He's a pretty low-key guy when you're around him.
He's a good kid.
But he's been looking forward to this. I would imagine, as that one misses in, that when he started to talk about it a couple of days ago, he didn't realize just how important his start would be to his team.
That's pretty well said. I don't think anybody expected this type of homestand.
Loney hits a fly ball to center. His old buddy from Houston, Chris Young, is there, and he makes the play for the second out. 5 up, 5 down to start things. Chaz Roberts, air conditioning, cool play. I'll let you take it. You're a corner infielder.
Well, you just go over there. You're not going to get any help from the enemy. Well, he just made a great catch. Wow.
Popped right back out of the dugout.
He probably didn't know that catch and carry rule. Hey, how come he gets to go to second base? Well, it's because once you catch the ball and carry it out of play, it's like it's almost like if you catch the ball and you hand it to a fan. Runners are going to get to move up.
That one is chopped foul over to the Diamondbacks dugout. Jackson was an all-star last year. As a matter of fact, in his first 25 starts last season, he was 10-5 with a 2.86 ERA up until the end of August. That one is up. Now that put him with Zach Greinke and Felix Hernandez in the top 3 in ERA at that point in the season. He struggled in September.
And it'll get better for Edwin as a Diamondback. Wow. Got a lot better right there.
Wicked slider. Blake is done. It's interesting how he raises that level. He's evolving as a pitcher. He likes those old American leaguers too. scoreless ball game. How to revamp the bullpen. What are your thoughts? It's brought to you by SRP. Some things that you may be interested in as a fan. Things that Josh Burns certainly, I'm sure, is thinking about. He's weighing both options. 3-6-9-2-9. Adam LaRoche rolls that one foul. Matt Williams, an old lay there. He opted not to make the play on that one. Matty can pick it, though.
Nice. No part of it.
He's actually getting a little business from the Dodgers dugout. He was talking about his back there, as that one is inside.
Talking about how old he's getting.
How old is Matty? In his late 50s?
I think Matty is a year. No, he's 9 years older than me. Yeah, he's actually in his mid-50s.
1-2 the count.
Oh, my dad used to take me to Giants games when I was young. Used to love watching Matt Williams play. All the memories.
The 1-2. That one is a foul ball just out front of the plate. 1-2 the count to Adam LaRoche. 4 homers, 20 RBIs. We're in big trouble now, folks, by the way.
Well, why are we in big trouble?
Because I don't think he's that old. Even though my father faced him in the early 70s. The 1-2.
Gas.
Got him with a high fastball.
All of a sudden, Adam LaRoche starting to go through the doldrums.
It's been a tough homestand. He has scuffled through it. Last night, LaRoche was 0 for 4 with a strikeout.
3 straight strikeouts now for Kuroda. Now that's another thing that's been happening a lot with these Diamondbacks. A lot of punch-outs. Especially on this homestand.
Oh, they have Youngstown out there now. Not Youngstown like Youngstown State. It's Youngstown.
Yeah, like
there.
Youngstown, Ohio. You got to have
no S though.
Got to have an S in there, don't you?
I'm all right with Youngstown.
No, don't like it.
It's creative. Good job of the fans there for Chris. 0-1 the count. 5 home runs, 27 RBIs. Bouncing ball. Buried a fastball in that time, and so Young rolls out on a 6-3 ground out. That 304 average will go down for the moment.
Oh, I have to jump in here, Darren. Saturday, May 22nd. It's a Chase Field game you don't want to miss. It's 70s night, and the first 15,000 fans are going to get the ultimate collectible, the D-backs Garden Gnome. That's right. Grab your lava lamp, put on your bell bottoms, and get some tickets, folks. Call 602-462-4794 and check out the Gnome at dbacks.com/gnome.
0-1 the count. Good read.
Thank you. I get excited about the Garden Gnome.
The Diamondbacks in this homestand, you were speaking about the K's, have struck out 52 times, including tonight. As Abreu fouls that one off.
That's just an unheard of amount of strikeouts.
Well, we're used to this team, even on their better offensive days. They're a team that will be attached to strikeouts. Even when they were dominating offensively the National League and about 6 runs a game, they still were striking out in the top 3, but those numbers have gone up quite a bit of late. Is that what dives outside? You know, it's funny, and it's tough for these hitters. When the calendar turned to May, and just tracking the game of baseball, Pitch FX and groups that do that, they are seeing less than half fastballs now. As that one is rolled foul.
Well, it's all part of hitting at the major league level. You know, if you show major league pitchers and major league scouts, advanced scouts, that you can hit fastballs, well, these pitchers aren't just going to come out and throw you fastballs in the middle of the plate. And until you show you can lay off the breaking balls or lay off the off speed out of the zone. Another strikeout.
Yeah, that was a wicked pitch, though. There have been swings and misses on breaking balls, but that unhittable.
Jody Jackson in the press box alongside veteran beat writer Jack McGruder. Jack's typing away. Jack's actually chatting away. It's a web chat tonight. You can go on to foxsportsarizona.com and ask Jack a question. Jack, what are some of the questions relating to primarily tonight?
Well, tonight we're talking about the bullpen, of course. Everybody wants to talk about the bullpen. We all know it's struggling. We all know they made a move today. People are talking about Brandon Webb, wishing we could get him back in the rotation, and I do too. I know he's trying to get back out there as quick as he can. It's a tough deal. That shoulder's a tough deal. And then just anything else that's going on. I was talking about that play Casey Blake made. That was a heck of a play over there. Pretty impressive.
It was a heck of a play. And any questions relating to our pool show last night, and any grades coming in on Mark Grace's? Well, he was kind of pushed in by his kids, but any pool fodder?
Well, nothing yet. I think they're waiting to grade that dive or grade that judge. Maybe we're looking for the Russian judge to score that one. I'm just glad I wasn't on the ballot. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, you were immune from the pool stuff last night, working hard in the clubhouse as always. And Jack, just reminding everyone as we look at the base hit by Blake DeWitt, but you're posting stories prior to games, after games, all on foxsportsarizona.com.
Right, yeah, just trying to keep up with the pulse of the team, see what's going on beforehand. Today they made the move with Rosa, try to get that up on the website, and then just comments after the game. Just keep everybody involved and informed on what's happening with the D-backs. We're hoping they're going to turn it around here pretty quick. Edwin Jackson's off to a good start tonight, so maybe good things will start to happen.
Todd Walsh, our postgame host. Todd, you have a question for Jack?
Yeah, I just want to ask him why, after 30 years of working together, why he blew us off, Joe Borowski and myself, on the pregame show. The first person to blow us off is a scheduled guest. I did post a question on the chat. I don't know, I feel like something's gone awry between Jack and I. That can't happen, Darren and Mark, as you know. You can't say you're coming on the pregame show and not be there.
Well,
right?
Well, you are supposed to just email Jack or chat with him, but I'll take the question for it. They're upset you didn't go out to the pregame show, Jack. After a long time of working together, you blew him off. Todd's upset.
It was, as I told Todd, it's just heck getting old, and it's. I apologize profusely, and we do go back a long way, and I guess I need a note every 15 minutes to keep me my schedule on track.
Well, I think he said 30 years. But
it might be that long. It might be back in Tucson, back in the old days, back in the Steve Kerr days. It might be that long.
All right, back over to you, Darren and Mark.
Thank you very much. A great play by Adam LaRoche. And it was fun to watch him thinking he might have a chance to throw. He just reached out and tapped it with his bare hand.
Tapped it with his bare hand. Doesn't matter. You can put your foot on it or your glove on it or even your bare hand. But it was a great play and it saved a run.
Kuroda fouls that one off, ends up hitting himself. Here's the play we're talking about.
I mean, a rocket off the bat of Jamie Carroll, the dive down the line to save extra bases, and then he just couldn't quite get the handle. I don't think he would have had a play anyway. He's kind of spoiling us rotten over there with that leather, isn't he?
Oh, he's a fabulous first baseman. And it's not just digging and picking when the throws come across the diamond. As that one is lifted to right by Kuroda. Upton already playing him like a pitcher. So it's an easy chance. Into the cutoff man, Justin Upton. So 2 outs and the runner in scoring position with Blake DeWitt. DeWitt with that single to left field, and here is Russell Martin. The only time Edwin Jackson ever pitched against his old team, he was a member of the Devil Rays. He went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs. Struck out 2 and won 9-4. This is the first time he's faced him as a division rival. He was a Dodger 2003, 2004, 2005, and as a Dodger, made his major league debut in this ballpark when he beat Randy Johnson on his 20th birthday. I mean, it's hard to believe he's still just 26 years old.
Exactly. He's been around a long time. Like you said, he broke in very early. Oh, good breaking ball there to jump ahead of Martin.
And not a bad pitch selection.
Well, he's looking for a fastball. You can see that. He's way out ahead of the breaking ball. Nicely done. And that's what Edwin, he's got to make the adjustments. He threw him all fastballs his first at bat to start the game. So obviously Russell Martin thinking that way. And he's got a couple of sliders here. Back to back, same result. Perfect sliders, Darren. Once again, got to throw me a fastball, doesn't he? Nope. Right over the top of it again. Beautiful.
Well, his slider last year, you talk about just the value of a pitch. His slider had a very, very high value. It's been a very important pitch for him throughout his last couple of years in the American League. Missed his spot, but he couldn't catch up. He spun on a fastball last night. Gutierrez came in with a fastball. Boy, he almost looked like he was looking in. And, of course, one of the dagger delivered by the Dodgers as they separated themselves again. Cesar Valdez down in that bullpen. He's available, being skipped his spot. Pitch to contact, good sinker. They come back in. 1-2 the count. And there's one guy that, if he's right, can certainly help you out of that bullpen, at least until he's needed again as a starter. The 1-2. Slider, it dives low. You know, we haven't seen a lot in this outing, and maybe it's Edwin just talking to himself. Curveballs and changeups. We saw more of those early on.
No, you're right. I think it's time for one more of those good sliders we saw early in the count. Let's see if he can execute it. He executed it, but give Russell Martin credit. He laid off of it. Somehow.
Will he throw it? 3-2. Or does he go with a fastball? He and Hester are trying to get together. They haven't yet. I think he wants to throw the slider. Let's see. The 3-2. Slider, he left it up. It's hit on the ground. Abreu in front of the bag. Picks and fires. There's his good buddy digging it out again, Adam LaRoche. He threw him a bell tie. He'd tell you ugly slider, but an out is an out is an out. You like walk-offs, you like thrilling baseball. How about 1, 2, and 3 in a row? Jay Bell, Luis Gonzalez, Matt Williams. They got Ayala, Mota, and Smart. They got the Expos, and there is the spring chicken, Matt Williams. Good to have him down there. What a big difference he's making on that coaching staff. There are the guys.
There's the three guys, and I guess we owe a retraction on Matt Williams' age for the Williams family, especially his gorgeous wife, Erica. He's not in his late 50s. We have to tell the folks at home that he's not in his late 50s. He's in his early 50s.
Well, that was nice of you then to give a retraction.
Yeah. So, Eric, I apologize.
Bouncing ball to third. Run over towards where Matt is standing as Hester is retired. John Hester on a ground out to third base.
And now I will tell the truth. He is a year younger than me. He is 44 years old.
44 years old.
Still going strong.
And he doesn't look a day over 52.
He can't get a break with us, can he? It's only because we love him.
No, he's the best. Here's Edwin Jackson. 3 for 13 this year with a homer.
Diamondbacks still looking for their first base hit of the night, Darren Sutton.
This is a guy that could provide it. They did have a walk to Connor Jackson as that is chopped to short. And Edwin is erased. 6-3 on the ground out, a couple of outs on the ground this inning. Hey, for the best online coverage of the NBA Western Conference Series, check out foxsportsarizona.com. Here's what we have. Exclusive blogs from Eddie Johnson, Fox Sports Radio, game stories, player interviews, and much, much more. Petros Papadakis will be kicking in as well. All on foxsportsarizona.com. Lakers, Suns, NBA, Western Conference Finals. So here's Connor Jackson. Slider is over the outside corner to Connor. Like we said, he walked back in the first inning. Hitting .241 with that walk as that one dives in. Grew up a Dodger fan, going to Dodger games, and hasn't done quite the damage he had hoped. Especially in that at bat. A little one-hopper back to the mound. Connor reaching on a slider. The Diamondbacks go down 1-2-3. 9 in a row sat down since Jackson was walked in the first. Our AT&T trivia question. How many World Series titles did Yogi Berra win as a player? Now remember, he was right there in the heart of it. Very, very good question. And appropriate, I think. Why Yogi Berra, you may ask? Well, he's best buddies with our good friend, the Hall of Famer, Joe Garagiola. Look forward to Joe joining us here in the booth when we get back against the Toronto Blue Jays as the analyst. You're off on assignment. Matt Kemp up and in. But it's also Yogi's birthday.
Is it?
Happy birthday, Yogi Berra, 85 years young.
Oh, man. What an icon this game has in Yogi.
Broke his bat, dumped it in there. Kemp is on. So Kemp with a single is a threat to go certainly at any point in time. He's got 5 stolen bases, been caught 7 times.
I saw the below average base stealing numbers there for Kemp, but he stole one here last night.
The dangerous Andre Ethier. As we were saying, he drives it to deep left field. Andre Ethier out of here. The Dodgers lead it by a score of 2-0.
Fastball middle, just above the kneecaps. And this feller can hit. Now, Edwin Jackson pitched in the new Tiger Stadium last year. That's not a home run in the new Tiger Stadium, but it is here. That's probably the main difference. Probably don't give up many opposite field home runs there. Well, it can happen here with these big, strong Dodgers.
What a month of May he is having. I mean, just incredible what Ethier has done. Hitting .500 in May with now 18 RBIs. Manny on the ground. It's a foul ball as Mark hurries it across. But coming into this ballgame, Andre Ethier, 21 of 42 in May. It's May 12th, 21 hits, 8 doubles, 976 slugs, 16 RBIs. This is what it's done for him on the season. And everyone wants to talk to you when you're hitting like that. 1-1 the count, as that one is away. 2-1. Manny grounded out to second back in the second inning. You know, the other part about Ethier is since the All-Star break last year, he is close to the best hitter in baseball. The 2-1. 2-2. When I say close to with regard to Ethier, Howard has more RBIs. Pujols has a better on-base percentage, but he slugs better than anybody. That's Braun, that's Howard, that's Pujols. More extra base hits than Braun, Howard, and Pujols. Talking about Andre Ethier. 2-2. Missed his spot, didn't he?
He tried to go up out of the zone, and he went right down the middle of the zone. Very fortunate there that you can see Hester wants it up above the belt. Watch where it goes, though. Yikes. Just above the knees, you can see Hester was expecting a loud sound.
Two is low. 3-2 the count. You know, we'll answer that trivia question on Yogi Berra, but one of those great quotes that may apply to this Diamondbacks team right now. If you come to a fork in the road, take it.
One of my favorites.
You might be looking for that fork, another direction. Want to know if he went around. He's rung up out there by Tom Hallion.
Oh, yeah, he definitely went around.
One of my other favorite Yogi quotes may apply to skipper A.J. Hinch right now. as Loney takes a pitch that is low. He said, I wish I had an answer to that because I'm getting tired of answering that question. It says, of course, Yogi Berra. Asked about the sad 84 Yankees. Loney shoots it the other way. That's a foul ball.
Nobody ever goes to that restaurant. It's too crowded.
Talking about Toots Shores. Dodgers lead it 2-0. The 1-1. Buried that fastball in.
Ate him up with that one. That was a good fastball in there from Edwin Jackson.
One and two, the count to Loney. Loney's homer game one of this series. Much like Ethier, let a ball travel deep into his stance and drove it out the other way. Pulls that baseball. It's into right field for a base hit. We've been talking about Yogi Berra, the legend, on his birthday. Well, the resident legend is Joe Garagiola, and he reflects on his best friend.
Yogi may have trouble expressing himself to the liking of those who listen to him. It's just like, yeah, you know, when we go out now, they're his stories. I mean, the fire plug story, when he hits the fire plug driving the car and the water's shooting way up there and cops are there. And I said, yo, what happened? Oh, the horn didn't work. Horn didn't work? What does that mean?
Thank you, Joe.
Horn didn't work? Honk at that fire plug before
Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
That's great. 1-0 the count to Casey Blake. Stay tuned, by the way. That is just a small sampling of a full-blown half-hour show with Joe Garagiola, in my own words, debuting sometime in July. And we'll keep an eye out for that. Again, Joe will be back in the booth when this club gets back home. 1-1 the count. But it's Yogi's birthday today. For an inning or so, we've decided we're going to have a little party. We've decided to celebrate.
Why not? It may even be worth the jingle.
Little happy birthday to him.
I think between pitches we can probably do that. Strike two. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Yogi. Happy birthday to you. 85 of them, huh? That's a lot of birthdays.
Good for him.
I hope he has 85 more.
1-2 the count to Casey Blake. Looking for a ground ball. And again, that's been part of his game. He has rolled up 7 double plays. There we go. The Dodgers' 6th-round pick in 2001, now a Diamondback. Deals it. There's that slider again. 3 strikeouts for Jackson. And that pitch has been wicked.
Well, just bottom falls out of it, right over the top of it. And you can see Casey Blake, even before he finishes his swing, he's cussing himself out.
Here's Blake DeWitt. That one is fouled off and into the seats. Of course, one of my favorite Yogi-isms.
What we got?
Yeah, when there was a streaker that came onto the field back in the day.
Huh?
Remember the old 70s little fad of streaking?
Oh, sure.
And when he was asked if it was a male or a female, he says, I don't know. They were wearing a bag over their head. The 0-1 is outside. 1-1 the count.
Oh, boy.
DeWitt singled back in the third inning. Edwin, a rare changeup, but an effective 1-1-2 the count. Hold the string on him very nicely. It's been left-handed hitters that have certainly been poison to Edwin this year. Coming in hitting almost 370. One and two the count with 2 outs. I'll tell you what, that Brewers club that came in here from the heart of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and looked like they were world beaters on their way back above 500, got swept and hammered again today by Atlanta, 9-2.
They took a good pounding at the hands of the Braves.
Over the top, got him there on another slider. We roll on. The Diamondbacks, they trail it by a score of 2-0. Thanks to local product, a St. Mary's Knight. They've even retired as number 14. AT&T trivia question focusing on the birthday boy, Yogi Berra. How many titles did he win? Well, how about 10? Most by any Major League Baseball player. Stephen Drew continues his Dodgers domination and gets things going right away with a single right back through the box. A pretty piece of hitting.
First base hit of the night for the D-backs. Stephen Drew been swinging a pretty rock-solid bat. Just under the glove to Kuroda and into center field to set up Justin Upton.
Upton beaten by a slider back in the first inning. And he went down on strikes. 46 times he has struck out this year. Broke his bat, line drive. He is retired. 0 for 2 today.
Well, speaking of Justin Upton, spend Friday and Saturday nights in Uptown, the exclusive new fan zone right behind center right fielder Justin Upton. Fans in Uptown get a limited edition rally towel and will have a chance to catch an autographed baseball. Call 602-462-4794 or visit dbacks.com/uptown.
Looking forward to getting back home for that. You fans out there do a great job on the weekends. Here's Mark Reynolds.
We were out near there last night when we were out at the pool area.
Right up against him. It's a great spot. A great vantage point as well. It's always fun to attend a ball game and kind of pull it together as a group. A little bit of almost like a college sports atmosphere.
Yeah, it was. A couple of my favorite fans I've ever seen were out there last night. I mean, getting rowdy. I like that. All right, Darren. Need a little excitement around here.
0-1 the count to Mark Reynolds. Let's see if he can provide it. He does. Ground ball into center field. It's a base hit. Drew, aggressive pace on it. Hustles right in there. Reynolds takes advantage. Runners on second and third, but it all starts with Stephen Drew running the bases the right way.
Thank you very much. Got to create a little excitement. You got to put your foot on the accelerator, take some chances. Swatted out into center field. Kemp has a great arm. Stephen Drew says, heck with it. I'm off the third base. Throw hits him in the back. It gets away. Mark Reynolds moves up to second base. No longer a double play in order. Look what happens. You get a wild throw when you put your foot on the accelerator. Trying to create a little havoc out there, and good things did happen for the Diamondbacks.
So now Adam LaRoche, who struck out back in the second inning with a big opportunity.
That has to go as an error on the center fielder, I would imagine.
They give an error on the third baseman there, as that one is in.
It's not correct. Ball never got to him.
1-0 the count. We'll see if we can walk through it again at some point. This is a team, despite their struggles on this homestand, has hit big picture all year long with runners in scoring position.
They just have to find a way, somehow, some way, to get at least one of these base runners home. Just a grounder to second base or shortstop will do that. And really, even first base. Anything but a strikeout or a pop-up, and you're going to cut the lead in half.
3-11 with runners in scoring position for the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers below 300, but number 2 at 295. Hot shot, eats him up. That will score 1. That will score 2. Kicks off Adam LaRoche into second with a 2-bagger. The Diamondbacks tie it up at 2. RBIs for LaRoche.
Slider down and in. He just goes down and pulls it right down the line. It looks like Loney may have gotten a glove on it, but it gets by him. 2 runs are going to score. And LaRoche into second base, and he's representing the go-ahead run. So the Diamondbacks strike right back with 2 of their own. That's what I'm talking about, dear. You've been moping around up here all night. Good to see a little offense to get you back in gear.
Don't worry about me. It picks everybody else up, and that's what we want. Turn the lights on a little bit more with these fans as he chases a slider away. 0-1 the count. The offense on this homestand, and this is what you're mentioning, hitting 191 on this homestand, 2.4 runs per game. Are they the 27 Yankees? I think not, but they're better than they've hit in this homestand. Would you agree?
I agree. Much better. Much better than 191. Good pitch there.
Gets the extended corner. 0-2 the count. That looked out.
That might have been a shade out. Let's see what Pitch Tracks has for us. Yeah, that was more than a shade out according to that.
Doesn't matter. Called a strike in the hole. Chris Young grounded out to short back in the second inning. See if he can get him to chase that one. Trying to climb up to 6 runs, because anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 or more, our good friends and partners with Taco Bell give away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink, and they do so between 4 and 6 the next day. The call to that pitch earlier opened up that zone a little bit, but Young ended up chasing out there again.
Yeah, he went a little further out with that one, the slider. It's almost like a cutter. And Chris Young just can't reach it.
So now Tony Abreu struck out looking back in the second inning. 16 for 49 this year, still a .327 average. Fights that one off, going to be a funky play for Blake, but he makes it. Adam LaRoche with a double. 2 runs across the plate. Great base running by Stephen Drew. Making a ball game of it, and that's good to see, of course, in a long stretch, these Diamondbacks. Well, they head out against the East, but then it's the West when they come back home, the Padres. Second in the National League West. Tim Lincecum, or I should say the Giants, not the Padres. The biggest difference there is the depth of pitching. And the fewest strikeouts in the National League, they put it in play. Benji Molina having a good year. He was headed to the Mets for a while. Very few runs allowed. The story for them is not as much the offense. We showed you Benji Molina. It's just straight run prevention. They don't give up any runs.
That's pretty much it.
And so they've scored enough. And the key there for me, if Zito is indeed all the way back, or at least a different version, but very successful, they're going to be close to unbeatable if you put Zito along with the others.
I agree with you. Lincecum, Kane. Jonathan Sanchez starting to throw the ball well again. That's big-time arms.
Pours that one in there against Jamie Carroll. 2-1 the count.
Hello.
Over through that one, you can see the front side lead. Watch this.
Watch Ed Rapawano, the home plate umpire.
He ducked too.
Everybody getting out of the way.
Glove arm of Edwin Jackson was spun off towards LaRoche, and that's what happens. And lost him.
Well, you hate to see that.
Interesting.
After your team gets you a couple of runs, you come out and walk the leadoff man. Unfortunately for the Diamondbacks, walks have come back to haunt them more than any other team in baseball.
So now, ready to field the bunt. Crota fly to right field when the bunt was not in order. Back in the third inning. Bunts that one, and 0-1 the count with Russell Martin waiting on deck. 3 times this season he has pulled it off. Boy, very close over there. Driving the veteran back to the bag.
I don't think there was ever a tag.
Missed him. So the veteran Jamie Carroll started his career as an Expos middle round pick in 1996. He takes his lead. Kuroda bunts foul and a slider. 0-2 the count. Edwin Jackson, as he works here in the 5th, does so with 68 pitches. It has been the case this year that when he takes it deeper into the game, he has settled all in.
Boy, I'll say. Well, he's not too far away from 75.
And I think part of that, it's tough early in the season when you have blow-up starts. That helps. That's strike 3. That's a big help.
That is a huge strikeout there of Kuroda.
Hey, by the way, for the best online coverage of NBA Western Conference Finals, check out FoxSportsArizona.com. There are exclusive blogs from Eddie Johnson and Fox Radio's Petros Papadakis. Game stories, player interviews, and much more. Papadakis, by the way. Petros Papadakis. Want to get that right. All on FoxSportsArizona.com. I wasn't reading the pronunciation guy.
Well, I'm sure Petros has probably had his name mispronounced a handful of times.
How do you like to say it?
Papadakis.
Papadakis.
Former fullback at USC.
Football, then.
Yes.
That explains it.
Very nice man. You'd like him.
I've heard a lot of good things about him. A lot of good things.
He's a lot like us in the fact that he can get, sometimes he can turn the volume up. Pretty loud guy.
Well, I really like him now.
Yes. Wouldn't like him much in Boston.
They don't like loud radio TV booths, but that's okay.
There.
They just like rings.
They'll get theirs in June.
Ring?
No, loud booth.
Oh, okay. 1-1 the count to Martin. Nearly threw that one away.
You're expecting the ball down near the bag, and you get it over on the opposite side and up. Nice play by LaRoche.
Martin has rolled into 3 double plays. That's what you're looking for here if you're Edwin. Runner goes. That's the reason why it's a hit and run. Swung right over the top of it, but he is in safely. Jamie Carroll, stolen base, number 2 on the year.
He picks the perfect pitch to go on, a slider down in the dirt. Not a chance at all for Hester. The only good thing is it's a swinging strike. For strike number 2 as the stadium starts to buzz with some chanting.
A little energy down there in the pavilion. Out there in the bleachers. The 1-2. Up and in. 2-2 the count. I don't know if we can see it out there. I don't think we can, but some well, there you go.
Oh, they brought their brooms, the Dodger fans.
We appreciate fans that want to keep Chase Field clean as well.
Yeah, that's very well said, Dylan.
Matter of fact, I know you spilled some popcorn up here earlier.
Might need to get one of them to come up and clean it up.
Can I say I kind of like that?
Hey.
I love it.
Hey.
I love the energy, the fans back and forth, Diamondbacks fans.
That's right. That's where it should be.
The 2-2. In on the hand, stick with it. He picked it right off the ground for the second out.
That's where it should be. Root for your teams. Keep it clean. Keep it fun. Well, and if you don't like the Bruins in your stadium, well, win more games.
Don't get swept. Absolutely. And they're trying to avoid that tonight. You know I don't like it when those Brewers fans bring brooms to the ballpark.
Oh, boy. My partner was fit to be tied about that.
Slider dives down and away. 1-0 the count. The former high school basketball star in the state of Oklahoma, Matt Kemp. And the more you watch him play baseball and the athleticism he shows, you're not surprised at all.
Not surprised at all.
Midwest City High School. A.J. Hinch, a product of the same high school in Oklahoma. 2-0 the count.
No, Edwin falls behind 2-0. You've got Andre Ethier on deck. Matt Kemp certainly 0 day at the beach. But right now, that's the best hitter in the game. Number 16. You got to try to get rid of Kemp right here.
3-0. Kemp broke his bat, picked up a single, and that was back in the fourth inning. Didn't hit it hard, but you know what he did? He got on in front of Andre Ethier, and a 2-run homer followed.
Think he's swinging 3-0?
No. He is.
He got beat. With the best hitter in the game on deck, you've got to know who is hitting behind you. And I got to believe I'm taking that one.
That's the only reason I thought that, as you mentioned, with the way Ethier is rolling. Do you think a couple of years back when Manny was as good as we've ever seen him, that Andre Ethier would have swung 3-0 with Manny behind him?
Not a chance.
He's that hot, Ethier is right now.
I made the mistake of doing that. I rarely swung 3-0, but I did it one time early in my career, and a Hall of Famer was hitting behind me named Andre Dawson. And my hitting coach, after I grounded out on that 3-0 pitch, my hitting coach, Joe Altobelli, told me, son, do you see who's hitting behind you? That's the last time I ever want to see you hit 3-0 with Andre Dawson in the on-deck circle.
Got your attention, did he?
Yeah. And I got yelled at.
3-1 the count.
That's a very good pitch there, 3-1. Knifing down and in on the ankles of Matt Kemp.
It's pitches like that that are giving him more ground ball outs this year. His ground out to air out percentage is twice as high as his career average this year. Twice as high. He'll take any sort of an out right now. Buried a fastball in.
Living inside on Matt Kemp. I think it's time for the slider, Darren Sutton. I think you got him in swing mode. I think if you can throw that good slider, you can strike out Matt Kemp right here. And I think also Matt Kemp understands who's on deck and that he's not gonna throw him anything out of the zone if he can help it. So I think Matt Kemp's going to be dialed in and in swing mode. Let's see if he throws the slider here. No, yep, looks like it.
3-2 slider. It's put on the ground and it's foul. Up above the dugout it goes.
That was a good pitch, and you know what? You give Kemp credit. He found a way to scrape it foul and get another pitch. It's a pretty good slider right here down in the zone.
He's got a better one, though, in that right arm. And it was a very good one. So let's see if he throws it again. Fastball, line drive, base hit, left field. Connor Jackson, the throw to the plate is cut off. Kemp gets it done. He beat his fastball. He turned it around like he was looking for it, and LA back on top, 3-2.
And once again, a leadoff walk comes around to score. Fastball right down the middle, belt high. Kemp was ready, drilled it just out of the reach. Carroll flying. Boy, I'll tell you what, that veteran can still pick him up and put him down.
So now you still face Andre Ethier. You have stolen base ability out there. But Ethier's been driving in guys from first. He's been driving in guys in the batter's box. And he takes a high slider for a strike. The Diamondbacks pitchers have allowed 117 walks now this year. 41 have scored, or about 35%. That's the highest in the National League. Ethier drills it to center field. Young going back. My goodness.
All he does is hit the ball right on the button every single time. My guy, Andre Ethier.
Glad to have you back at the ballpark. 3-2 the score. As the Dodgers manufacture a run. What a dream it is to have somebody who's either red hot or named Manny Ramirez hitting behind you. There are two guys in the lineup right now for the Dodgers that are able to stand in that dream position. That man's able to hit in front of Manny Ramirez, but still protect Matt Kemp so that he doesn't get a 3-2 breaking ball. Popped up. And Hester is erased. West high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Both these guys, good velocity. But both of them have good sliders that have been a big part of their outings tonight. All right, let's see if Edwin can lean on one, drive one in the seats here. Did you see the late life on that fastball? 0-1 the count. That got on him quickly. Slider, as we were saying.
Back with the slider. It's just a short little slider, but he takes about, 8 or 9 miles an hour off of it. He gets a lot of swings and misses with it. It's a good pitch.
Got him with a slider away. So quickly 2 outs. As we move along to Connor Jackson. Jackson walked in the first inning and grounded weakly back to the mound in the third. Had a slider away he couldn't do anything with. And so now the Diamondbacks reach the third time through the order against Kuroda. 275 this year the first time. 204 the second, and 273 the third. Batting average. Slider, strike one. Oh, and 2 the count.
That ball nearly hit Connor Jackson right in the belly button. That late life running it in there on.
He's the guy that doesn't wave much of pitches out of the zone. But that, as you said, speaks to the movement. That comes right back in there. He was ready. An 0-2 base hit for Connor Jackson.
And it came right back in there. Not far as in that time, but he pulled his hands in nicely. Drove it into left field for a base hit.
Connor needed that one. This is another guy that was starting to get things going, was injured, and then that time off, I think, really cost him. So he needs to get going, whether he's hitting first or second in the lineup. Here's Steven. Pitches inside. Amica Insurance, proud partners of the Boys and Girls Clubs with Metropolitan Phoenix. $100, or I should say $10, for every Diamondbacks base hit donated this year. The Hit Zone. Breaking ball is outside. 2-0 the count. Steven, on this homestand, has 8 hits in 15 at bats. He handled Milwaukee, and he's always handled the Dodgers. The 2-0.
Oh, baby, he got a fastball in the middle of the plate. Couldn't pull the trigger. Well, you hate to let those pass.
Play him to pull in the infield pretty dramatically. The outfield straight up and fairly deep. Carroll over there at short, really close to the bag, and DeWitt, there's a lot of space on the second base side of the bag. But yet Steven's been using the entire field very well in this series. Two and two.
Looked like a little slider, stayed outside, but Steven couldn't lay off of it.
Six-game hitting streak for Drew.
Mil Mascaras. That's big league.
Is it? I'm not quite sure.
Oh, yeah.
A little troubled by that.
You love the wrestling masks.
The 2-2. Broke his bat. It's hit on the ground. In time for the out. Drew is erased. I don't know.
Oh, you love
A
it.
little troubled by that. All brought to you by Nissan. Right now, get a great deal on your new Nissan during Nissan's National Tent Event. See a Nissan dealer today. By Blimpie, America's Sub Shop, and by Deer Valley Hyundai dealers. It's time now for the 7th inning stretch. Your dollar. Hyundai. Now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. All right, here we go. To the top of the 6th inning, the Dodgers lead the Diamondbacks by a score of 3-2. Manny Ramirez to lead it off. Edwin Jackson with the slider. That is up and in. Manny has grounded out to second, and he struck out trying to check his swing as we take a look at the Amica Insurance hot zones for Manny. Fastball, and he spins right back out of there. 2-0 the count. Edwin making career start number 118. He has 39 and 43 in his young career. Up and in, overthrew that one. 3-0. Jackson talked after the last road trip about being a nibbler, being tentative, not being aggressive. He said those days are gone. I'm going to let it eat, as he likes to say. Well, that one, you hope it doesn't get eaten as Manny walks, and his pitching coach, who worked with him heading into that last start, out for a visit.
Well, leadoff walk came around to score in the last inning. That's the difference in the ball game right now. So Mel Stottlemyre trying to figure out a way to keep from walking the leadoff man. James Loney, been a red-hot Dodger.
Loney singled back in the 4th inning, fly to center field. Loney, what a day he had yesterday, as that one is a shot right to second. They got themselves a double play. They don't. It doesn't get far enough away, though. So Loney lines to second. And one out. Hit it hard, but right at Abreu.
Third baseman, Casey Blake.
That one got Manny, it looked like, right in the leg.
So now Casey Blake. Struck out a couple of times tonight. He has not liked that slider at all.
He's seen some dandies slider-wise from Edwin Jackson.
So the fastball beats him. It's popped up. It'll be a souvenir down below as that one bounces around. Hey, up above us, the United Blood Services High School Blood Drive Challenge. A lot of youngsters that have done some great work are here at 305 through 309. Their efforts have grown to make them the largest single donor group in Arizona. 1 in every 13 blood transfusion comes from a high school donor. They're being honored tonight. New high schoolers, way to make sacrifices here at the ball game tonight. As that one is a strike, 0-2 the count.
He just knew the slider was coming on that one. Nope. Fastball at the knees. Good pitch.
So those youngsters up above, kudos to you. 305 through 309. The Diamondbacks donated a party suite as well to the top 2 schools. I love that. Oh, you bet he did. Had him thinking slider the whole time. Never got one, did he?
Yeah, that was a panic swing. Oh my gosh, I'm wrong. It's a fastball. And this ball's nowhere near the strike zone. He just had his mind made up. And that's 3 strikeouts for Casey Blake. But the good news for him is his team's on top, 3-2 here in the 6th. Edwin Jackson still going strong.
So now Blake to Witt. Over the outside corner, it's a strike. extended corner.
That's getaway day for the umpires, too.
Is it now? Dodgers head to San Diego. Oh, what a pitch. A slider. Looked like he didn't go.
That was a good slider, though, and a really good job by DeWitt finding a way to lay off of it.
DeWitt didn't get the start last night. It was Ronnie Belliard. He is 2 for 4 with a walk and an RBI in the first game of this series. Goes the other way with that one, and up into the seats it goes. Travel day tomorrow for the Diamondbacks. More than that big bird for Atlanta, GA. Final year for Bobby Cox. Final year for Billy Wagner. And the Braves just got done, well, feeling really good about themselves.
You'll have Gonzo with you, won't you?
On Friday and Saturday. You'll be back on Sunday. And by the way, we talk about the guys on their way out. This kid's on his way in. His name's Jason Hayward. And then, of course, Manny Ramirez and the Florida Marlins. A very quick stop in South Florida. A night game, then an afternoon game, and then it's back home by Tuesday night. No rain at all in South Florida. We'll be just fine.
Never rains there.
The 2-2. Got it off his foot. That is for baseball people to let you in at home, folks.
The instep right there. Ouch. That really hurts.
That quick 2-city trip for baseball folks, all of you at home, what we're talking about, it's risky business. You're glad to get back home because it rains so much in South Florida. You can smell a Tuesday doubleheader coming.
Yeah, but the field drains so well down there because it's a swamp.
You can smell a 5 a.m. arrival Wednesday morning. The 2-2. That one dives low. You can just smell it, can't you, folks? We'll be with you twice on Tuesday, televising a doubleheader. Of course, we'll stay on the air in between for our Quest Diamondbacks Live mid-game show.
That was about a 11-hour day at the ballpark, wasn't it?
We may as well just talk about the obvious.
Wasn't very big league.
3-2 with 2 outs. Got him with a fastball in. He works through it. A walk that didn't score against the Diamondbacks, and that is a good thing. Double dip in Florida.
Arizona Diamondbacks we welcome you back, and the Suns Western Conference Finals preview show comes your way Saturday, May 15th, 7:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. We've got it covered. I have interviews with Suns players. Brad Steinke and Tom Chambers host the show. So we have the Dodgers and the D-backs tonight. We have the LA Lakers and the Suns in the Western Conference Finals. I'm alongside Channing Frye of the Suns, and Channing, I was over at practice today, and the media presence was just amazing. Tons of people all excited about this series with LA. This is kind of feels like it's the way it's supposed to be. The Lakers and the Suns to go to the finals, right?
You know what? Who would have thought, man, at the beginning of the year? I think a lot of people didn't know what type of team we were going to be, and here we are, man. I think overall we just tried to play the game the right way and just to continue to get better, and we've had great fan support. So, media is nice and everything, but I think overall we
we got D. Baxter getting in the shot here.
Dude, that's funny. Sorry, but dude, that's why we come to games. And it's great to have a couple of days off, and it's been a long season. The fans have been there for us all season, and just to get out and be able to watch the Diamondbacks and just try to support them, try to root them in for another win.
Question, and for you, I know it's the first time past the first round in the playoffs. It's got to be great. Andre Ethier, you went to high school with him at St. Mary's. Your thoughts on his season so far?
Ballin'. Look, I'm a Diamondbacks fan, but you know what? He's in a nice little rhythm right now. I think, he's been doing some work to the Diamondbacks, and hopefully, I don't want to hex him or nothing like that, but hopefully we can get a W tonight and kind of cool him off and let him get back out against another team. But you know what? He's just been, I've seen him grow from, a skinny little guy from high school, and you know what? He's been amazing. I watched him all these years, and that's probably coming to our test.
I'm going to watch the ball, no question about it, but Channing, for you played a little baseball in your time, did you not?
T-ball, yeah. When I was in second grade, I think my RBIs were pretty high, and overall, I think most of the coaches just told me, you're too tall for this, go play basketball. So any other sport other than basketball, they told me I was too tall and skinny, so.
You're doing just fine. Best of luck for you and the Suns against the Lakers coming up in the finals.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
All right, Channing and his lovely wife Lauren, and of course getting ready for the Western Conference Finals, our preview show Saturday night, 7:30 and 11, guys.
Best of luck, and it should be quite a series. Looking forward to the electricity. And the electricity is Kuroda in this inning. I tell you, he got Upton to chase a pitch well out of the zone, a slider, and then he got Reynolds maybe a little bit aggressive on a slider up in the zone, popped it up.
Two very quick outs of your number 3 and number 4 hitter. This is Adam LaRoche. He's driven in both runs this evening with a double back in the 4th inning.
And folks, as he works here in the 6th inning, he's thrown 72 pitches. He is just fine. The 1-1. That one dives low. And 7 pitches this inning alone.
So not only is he getting them out, he's getting them out quickly.
The other way, base hit. What a piece of hitting by LaRoche, letting it travel into his stance. He's got 2 hits tonight. He doubled in a pair, as you mentioned. He's a 2-out base runner for Chris Young.
Lets the ball travel nicely and just drives it right past Casey Blake. No chance there. That's just pretty hitting right there. Give Chris Young an opportunity.
Chris grounded out to short, and he struck out. Monday picked on a slow curveball and drove it right out of here against Chad Billingsley as he takes that slider away. He was ready on Monday. Fifth home run. He's got 27 RBIs. 35-year-old right-hander against the Diamondbacks. He has made 7 starts in his career. He's only won once. 1-3 with the 3.65 as that slider is outside. This year he pitched against Arizona April the 15th at Dodger Stadium. 7 innings, 2 earned runs. He didn't walk anyone. Eventually ended up with a victory his team did. He got a no decision. Pretty good pitch.
Laid off it nicely. Swinging 3-0 and chased a pitch about 5 inches inside. That's where the game has really changed.
Now all of a sudden you're at a full count. A pitcher's pitch painting the outside corner.
Yeah, instead of first and second, 2 outs. You're still a guy out first, and now a 3-2 count. Pretty good pitch.
Runner will take off from first, and LaRoche, the pitch. Strike 3 right down the middle. From 3-0 to 3-3. Andre Ethier having a monster month of man, a monster series. It's a 2-run homer. And Adam LaRoche with a couple of runners on. Well, he emptied it. Down the line, a 2 RBI double for LaRoche. Then in the 5th inning, Kemp 3-2 with Ethier behind him. Picked on a fastball out over the plate and drove in Jamie Carroll. That's where we stand. The game summary brought to you by Blimpie. Pitch number 100 from Edwin Jackson is inside. Got the rally bucket on. Good to see a young buckethead down there. That popcorn bucket on his head. One and one the count. Reenacting a foul ball, I would imagine. One of the great parts of coming to the ballpark. When will your baseball come your way? Little topper and it's foul. We're going to miss you, but it's only for 5 games in this club back home, these Diamondbacks. We hope to see you back out at Chase Field. Some fun ball games, as we mentioned, as the Giants come to town. Ooh, those Giants.
And that pitching staff.
The 1-2 bounces in there. The San Francisco, and then a look at Toronto. Interleague series.
Kind of an under-the-radar, decent team. Just don't hear about the Blue Jays much anymore.
What, they beat Boston today 3-2, I believe.
That was that Markham. You heard that kid?
I have. Just a bit, though. Again,
He's a good one.
I don't claim to until, Gracie, we get closer. I read articles and follow, but we religiously cover the National League. I'm excited about that. We look forward to seeing you out for that.
Another leadoff walk. That's 3 in a row now. Leadoff walks.
And it was Carroll that walked and scored in the 5th inning. You saw him coming on down. Toronto, by the way, 20-16, so they're 4 games over 500 in that Eastern Division. Tampa Bay 24-10, the Yankees 22-11, and Toronto 20-16. All the losses, unfortunately, in that division going to one team, the Orioles. Hester keeps it with him.
It's a couple of fastballs now that Jackson has bounced, which makes you wonder if he's starting to maybe conk out a little bit and loses command. He's thrown 106 pitches, which is well within his ability. Diamondback bullpen starting to get loose.
So we see the first member of the bullpen going. It's right now the hottest with regard to success. Aaron Heilman, last 7 appearances, he hasn't given up anything. And he is one of the relievers down there from Mel Stoudemire Jr. that has not been tentative and somehow hasn't lost his confidence. Bunting that one, hugging the line. There's the tag, and so the runner Carroll moves up. Took a good aggressive turn there. So a sac bunt there for Kuroda.
Very well done there by Kuroda to set up Russell Martin.
As that bullpen moves, obviously, with Jackson due up 3rd in the inning, it's just to have him ready if there's any problems. You'd like to get Jackson through this inning. And 107 pitches, he'll be just fine. Outside. 1-0 the count. Russell grounded out a couple of times and then lined to 3rd. Jackson coming in 1 win and 4 losses in 7 starts. Gets the inside corner with that one. Is that a curveball?
It looked like a breaking ball of some kind. Was it the slider or the curveball?
I'm going to guess curveball. I think
it came out a little slower,
harder.
didn't it? Yeah.
Just a thought. Well, that sweat starting to drench that hat. He's been working all night long out there. It's been a solid outing for Edwin Jackson.
Again.
That might hurt it. It's out front there. We're going to send the runner on down. And the throw on a hop to the plate by Connor Jackson. So Martin unable to pick up an RBI there. Looks across the diamond thinking, I guess I hit that one too hard.
He hit it one hop. Jackson fielded it nicely, and Carroll couldn't score, but it's a hanging slider right there that Martin just nails. 1 hop to Jackson. He gets it in quickly. Misses the cutoff man, but Martin was just kind of cruising to first base, and he did not take second.
So I had to have a conversation, Mel Stoudemire Jr. Matt Kemp tonight against Jackson. Singled and scored in the 4th, a singled in a run in the 5th inning, and then fly to center field in the 1st. Edwin, when he has been getting the strikeouts outside of a time or two, has been with a really good slider. Gracie Blake is not enjoying Edwin Jackson at all, as you heard earlier.
Well, he's going to need to go to that strikeout pitch now, Darren, because Matt Kemp is darn near impossible to double up with great speed.
It's got to be an atom ball hit right to the middle infield. So he starts with a slider that misses away. Kemp this year has struck out 36 times.
He is prone to strike out.
He's grounded into 3 double plays. Sorry, Gracie,
no,
but you have to hit it right to the defender.
He's going to have to hit it right on the button, right at an infielder to get the double play ball. Either a pop up or a strikeout.
Had him out front.
Good slider there. Right down around the shin area. That's where you want it to get that ground ball.
He gripped down a little bit tighter, had it break a little bit slower, had him out front. That was a good pitch. 1-1 the count.
Still have to pay attention to Russell Martin over at first base. He's been known to sneak a stolen base on you.
Carroll is at third. He walked. Martin is at first. Stole 20 a couple of years ago. As we told you earlier, with regard to double plays, it has been a banner year for Edwin. Usually about a league average pitcher rolling up double plays. He is well above that. 1 out of every 5 times he has the chance to, he does.
Good slider there for the swing and miss.
One ball and 2 strikes to count. That red hat getting darker as it absorbs all the work tonight laid out there by Jackson. The 1-2. Slider, you bet he did. And they keep the runner at third. The runner does move up on a stolen base to second in Russell Martin, but that's what you asked for. You get it with the best slider.
He was almost a pure slider on this entire sequence. There's a slider that misses. Now he finds his mark with all those. And then the down and away, and that'll do it. Well, he needed the strikeout. Now, mind you, there is no left-handed reliever out in the Diamondback bullpen, so you're going to have to walk.
Wow.
Andre Ethier here to pitch to Manny Ramirez. That's how far along this kid in the batter's box has come. Did you ever think he would tell you that they walked me to get to Manny Ramirez? Well, it's happening.
And how often has it happened to Manny Ramirez? Ethier, by the way, 9 for his last 15 with runners in scoring position, with 4 homers and 17 RBIs. Remember, earlier in the series, late in the game in the 9th inning, Ramirez was intentionally walked for Loney, and Loney came up big.
And once again, no lefty in the Diamondbacks bullpen. Hasn't been all you, well, I'll take that back. They started with one.
Jordan Norberto. And he may be back. He's pitching well.
And he's been long gone for a while. This is what we pay to see, these matchups right here. One of the best in history, Manny Ramirez against the flame-throwing Edwin Jackson. Sit back and enjoy this one, folks.
21 grand slams in his career.
Yes.
0-1 the count. Manny tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. In his career, he is 1 for 12.
Just above the belt. Maybe a little bit high for Manny to handle. He likes it down around the knees and thighs.
Edwin with the 0-1. Fastball. No balls and 2 strikes.
96 miles an hour.
This is where I need the home crowd a little bit here.
I agree. Come on, home crowd. Get a little excited. Come on, home crowd. Get a little excited. Home crowd. Get a little excited.
0-2 the count. You can see what he has done against the Diamondbacks. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball, he missed his spot, and it's crushed. Straightaway center field. That one high off the wall. Over Young's head. That will empty him. Manny racing on around. He stops at second. They walk the bases loaded to pitch to Manny Ramirez. Edwin Jackson wanted to throw a high fastball. He didn't throw it high, and number 99 made him pay.
0-2 fastball right down Broadway, right off the center field wall. And that is all she wrote. Fastball up. Fastball up. Fastball middle. Edwin knew it. That's a pretty heroic effort by Edwin Jackson. His line score is not going to look very good at the end of the day. And you can see.
Set for Quest at Diamondbacks Live, the post-game show. A couple of quick things. Joe, what did you think about that execution? Jackson on Manny, what did you think about that pitch in particular?
First two pitches, outstanding, hard, high. Next one, he tried to go up, didn't get it there, low. Manny made him pay.
But this is to the bigger issue, is it not, of the bullpen and the lack of a left-hander?
Without that lefty, you don't have anyone to pitch Ethier. You got to walk in to face Manny. That doesn't happen often.
All right, let's go back to the broadcast booth there at Sutton Mark Race. Take it away, hanging out with a guy who spent his career in the bullpen. It's been fascinating over the last few days.
It certainly has, and fascinating. You wish it wasn't. And that is up and away.
Well, the other thing I think that comes into play there is, because of the bullpen struggles, Darren, I think A.J. just felt he had no choice. He had to go with a tiring Edwin Jackson. Because of that, he's got to munch down 6 earned runs, which is another shame.
Well, that makes all the sense in the world with regard to decision making. And so 6-2 the score. Gillespie's in center field, by the way, as part of a double switch. Heilman has it popped up. Drew, Jackson, and Stephen Drew is there to make the play for the out. But Manny Ramirez will remember the night that they pitched around someone else to pitch to him. Find out loud and heard how you can play right here at Chase Field by going to the interactive kiosk near Section 111 during Diamondbacks regular season home games. That was a tough decision to make, boy.
Oh, so many factors went into it. I mean, it's easy to say, but how many times do you think that's happened maybe since Manny's rookie year, that they walk somebody to get to him? That doesn't happen. I can pretty much promise you it ain't going to happen anytime soon again either.
1-1 the count to Tony Abreu. Abreu lifts that one into the seats. And you could tell that he loved every minute of it.
Well, that's what the great ones do. They take it personal. Like, are you kidding me? You're going to walk this guy to get to me? Have you seen my career numbers with the bases loaded? I guarantee you that's what he's saying.
2-2 the count.
A lot of guys, a lot of star players like Manny, they look at it as, man, you're showing me up. That's the way they look at it. Even though AJ's not trying to show him up, but that's the way they look at it.
That pitch is low. It is in. 3-2 the count. And we talked about it last night, that maybe the home run numbers go down. But this is a guy that the way he approaches hitting, as on balance as he is, as much as he uses the entire ballpark comfortably, as that one is topped and it's foul. I almost feel like as long as he wanted to play, he could hit 300.
He can hit more than that. He can hit about 330 if he wants to. It's anymore with Manny, guys like him, they kind of just can do whatever they want with a baseball bat in their hand. You need a homer, okay, I can do that. If you need a base hit to right, I can do that.
That one is topped foul.
If you walk somebody in front of me and you need a double off the center field wall, I can do that.
And somehow, his knees weren't knocking when he got into the box with the evidence that he was already 1 for 12 against Edwin Jackson coming in. Somehow he wasn't intimidated by that.
It doesn't matter. You throw the numbers out when it comes to guys like him. Because eventually they're going to kill you. And boy, did he ever hurt Edwin Jackson.
Bouncing ball on a backhand that is played by Blake DeWitt. And in time for the first out of the inning, Tony Abreu is erased. Want to remind everyone that every time a D-back hits a home run this season, Fulton Homes will donate $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association, our good friends and partners with Fulton Homes. We were talking about these Dodgers, the visiting Dodgers. As that one is right down the middle. They are on their way to San Diego, California. They're in the position now to start Ramon Ortiz. He will have to start. And Ortiz will start in that ball game. Clayton Kershaw, Chad Billingsley, a 3-gamer against the Padres. As that one is fouled off. So for the Diamondbacks, it's a 3-gamer against the Atlanta Braves. Come with us. We'll be on television all weekend long. Ian Kennedy, Rodrigo Lopez, and Dan Herron. That is strike 3 over the outside corner. But for the Dodgers, it's off to beautiful San Diego, California, where the Padres lead the West with a 20-12 record. You can see how they're doing it with a lot of good pitching. Run prevention, we like to talk about. Chase Headley. And really pushing the envelope on the base pads. Look at those stolen bases.
Tony Gwynn Jr. at the top of that order.
Pitching staff with an ERA in the high 2s. As that one is high. Their bullpen has been excellent. San Diego's bullpen. the other thing that's been talked about a lot with these Padres, as folks evaluate their successes, is their defense. Just playing really solid defense. I think everyone was thinking it probably will be an issue. Eckstein doesn't cover a lot of ground. They're moving a guy in from the outfield to third base, and Headley. We'll see. It's worked out okay.
Worked out okay.
The 2-1. Gillespie. A little chopper. Easy chance. 1, 2, 3. Go the Diamondbacks.
Leading off for Los Angeles, third baseman Casey Blake.
Trying to do more on defense, both of these clubs tonight. Brought to you by the Home Depot. Glad to have you with us for a play like that. Blake with a tumble into the visiting dugout with no help. And then Adam LaRoche, just a slap on the bag. And a great dig on the other end to pick up Abreu. And the first pitch from Aaron Heilman is up and away. 1-0 the count. It's been fun to watch him play first base. One and one the count, or I should say 2-0. It ran in to Casey Blake. Blake thrilled to see anybody but Edwin Jackson.
You got that right.
The 2-0. Right down the middle. 2-1 the count. Born in Des Moines, Iowa, Casey Blake, and played at Wichita State. He was drafted in '96, born in the late '80s and early '90s. You talk baseball, you were talking about and they're still a great program. Didn't mean to. It's a foul ball. A lot of balls fouled off feet.
That's that front foot. Let's see where it gets him. Oh, right above it, right on the shin bone. Ouch.
Two and two the count. Comes from an athletic family, the Blake family. His dad, Joe, was a pitcher in the Yankees organization. Ended up having to have Tommy John surgery. His brother played pro ball, his brother Ben. Waves at that one away. One of those tough nights. Well, we just told you about the family history. Plenty of folks he can call that would certainly understand, including Mom, a former college volleyball and softball player.
Uncle Robert, a great actor. Beretta.
Well, that's not right as Blake DeWitt steps in.
Oh, different play.
Aaron Heilman going about his business as he has, as we mentioned, for a while now. Six to 2, the score. The Dodgers leading. Oh, 0-2. When you have that changeup in the back of your mind, and again when you come out throwing strikes.
Just missed with the change up there. Good pitch.
That one missed up and in.
All-Star games in Anaheim this year, Darren. Send your D-backs to the 2010 All-Star game. Vote early, vote often, vote now at dbacks.com. You can vote right there.
I like it. The 2-2. Fouls that one off and into the seats it goes. Oh,
what
how about
an
that?
amazing grab. Down there in the family section.
We don't have video documentation, so no contract.
Oh, what a crime.
Two and two the count.
Oh, man. Man, Heilman dealing. A couple of strikeouts here. Starting to turn into one of the guys out in the bullpen that AJ might be able to trust a little bit lately. You said coming into this appearance, seven straight scoreless appearances.
I shorted him one. It's 8. And so he's trying to make it 9 now. With a 0 ERA, opponents in that time, Gracie hitting .095 against him. And it's, for me, been simplifying things. It's been fastballs for strikes, changeups down.
And an occasional little frisbee slider. World Beef free signing. Well, he's gained a little weight, but it's always good to see him.
And Erwin M. Fletcher as well.
Erwin M. Fletcher. He's 6 foot, 6'4" with the afro.
One and one the count.
World Beef free. That is big league. Oh, I used to love watching him play basketball.
The 1-1. 1 and 2 the count, an occasional slider. What a great name that is.
Lloyd Free became World Beef free.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
He was open from half court.
A little 1-2. Shoots that fastball away.
They used to say once he got off the bus, he was open. And he'd shoot it. And if he missed, he'd say, oh, man, but it felt good.
The 2-2. Pokes that one up into the seats.
World Beef Free had one of those terrible games, kind of like LeBron James just had, where he was about 4 for 25 from the field. And I said, well, why'd you keep shooting? He said, well, it all felt good.
2 and 2 the count. We have a little bit of music sneak out and play over the speakers here. That had Carroll step out of the box.
Everybody Wang Chung tonight with a 2-2 count. That's kind of tough to deal with in the batter's box.
Ground ball, and it's a foul ball.
Any way to try to stop this Dodger offense?
Great play by John Kladnick down the left field line, by the way. Ron Pennington's down our right field line. Our Del Webb Golden Glovers. 2-2. Oh, he's going to have another chance. Well, hey now. Hey, come on now. Took that one right away from John. John was hustling on the move.
John was ready. Fundamentally, squared up to the ball nicely. Kept it in front.
The 2-2. Just got a piece of it. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. How good are things going for Hiroki Kuroda? He has a bat and he's in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, why would you go with somebody else right now? He's on fire.
And you look at Kuroda since late June in 2009. Last season, in his last 21 starts, the team is 15-6. He's 10-5, an ERA of 3. Gosh, in his last 9 road starts, his ERA's just over 2. The 2-2 pitch. Fights it off, and it's a base hit. Big aggressive turn, and Carroll's had a good night tonight. Walked a couple of times, single, scored 2 runs.
He's certainly been a thorn in the D-back side this evening. Yeah, filling in for Rafael Furcal and filling in more than capably, Darren.
Furcal is on his rehab assignment right now. As that one is a strike over the outside. Hiroki looking to drive it in the gap somewhere. But it's no balls and 2 strikes. The man out of Notre Dame deals it, and it's fouled straight back. 0-2 the count. Let's see, Notre Dame who? Craig Counsell?
Craig Counsell went there, yes. Digger Phelps. Joe Montana, another Notre Damer. Oh, you're talking baseball.
The 0-2. Diving play by Cole Gillespie. He takes away a base hit. Cole came on as the defensive change and a double switch. Diamondbacks down 4. Young man, the slugger, looking forward to seeing Hayward for the first time against Reynolds. The series begins Friday at 4:30 on Fox Sports Arizona. Ian Kennedy, Kenshin Kawakami, Rodrigo Lopez, the youngster Tommy Hansen, and Dan Herron against Tim Hudson.
That's a great matchup there, Herron and Hudson. If you haven't seen Tommy Hansen pitch, folks, tune in. It'll be impressive.
So to the bottom of the 8th inning we go.
Kuroda's still going strong, Darren. At least he was.
Base hit into center field for Connor Jackson.
All right.
Belisario and Quo warming in the Dodgers bullpen.
First pitch fastball, bang, right back up the box it goes. Nicely done there by Connor Jackson. That's his second hit of the evening. As the two gentlemen you just mentioned getting loose.
That'd be the A-team down in the bullpen.
Yeah. This guy, if you're a left-handed hitter, you just want no part of him. Hung-Chi Kuo.
Or really any kind of hitter when he's right.
Oh.
You're right about lefties, though. Steven tonight has grounded out, singled and scored, and popped to first. It's a ground ball and it's a foul ball. By the way, folks, if you don't mind, when we head to Atlanta, we're going to let you get to know even better Bobby Cox. He will join us on the post-game show. Sit down and have a conversation with him just across from his office. Billy Wagner, who is retiring as well.
I want to thank you for doing that when I'm not around.
I wish there was another time to do it. The 0-2.
Not very nice.
You've got to go off on network assignment. It's the only trip to Atlanta, my friend. I apologize. 0-2 the count. Because I know he is one of your favorites. You got to spend last weekend talking
to him.
Not one of them
is.
The 0-2.
It's just, you just have so much respect for him. That's what it is. Never played for him.
You did as an all-star, though, correct?
Yeah, couple all-star games for him. Boy, couldn't get enough of him. Not like Big Adam Dunn.
Very different individuals, but I can't get enough of either one of them. 0-2 the count. Upton waits on deck. He's looking for base runners, trying to push things along, see what they can get going. Snap throw. Connor covers his head as he skids back in. By the way, those Houston Astros put 9 runs on the scoreboard tonight. Houston 9, St. Louis 6. That's right. Houston 9, St. Louis 6.
Congratulations to the Astros.
They have scored 19 runs in their last 3 games. The 1-2. Stevens spoils that one. They had scored 21 in their previous 10 games.
Isn't that amazing? Against a very good pitching staff in the St. Louis Cardinals.
On the road in St. Louis.
That's why this game just does not make any sense, but that's why we love it.
Two balls and 2 strikes to count. Pitch number 103. Puts that one to bed. Drew is erased. And so now, Justin Upton.
Right fielder, Justin Upton.
We had as balls will get anything aboard. We had a little fun with some of you fans when we came back from a long road trip. And we asked on a text poll, how many wins would the Diamondbacks have on this homestand? And some of you said 2 or fewer. We mocked you.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
We will never mock you again.
Unfortunately, you were a little bit out front after a 6-5 trip. What is going on is certainly stunning. Hiroki Kuroda was fabulous tonight, just fabulous. By the way, our SRP text poll from earlier tonight, we're asking you to take a shot at being the GM when things go in a rough direction. And a lot of you say, I try to make some trades. So one thing you can do is to have scoreless outings like Aaron Heilman had. That'll help improve your bullpen. We'll see what the future holds. For the Dodgers, their bullpen goes to work. Belisario comes on. And the first pitch, that funky sinker dives away.
All that movement with all that velocity, you just don't see it very often. You see the high ERA because, well, that's just too many walks. 6 in just over 9 innings.
Two and 0 the count to Justin Upton. Struck out a couple of times, line to short. You talk about when teams go through tough times, how do you respond? When teams maybe feel the walls closing in around them, how do they respond? It's interesting what went on in Seattle.
Which was what?
Ken Griffey Jr., it was written, and I'm sure you first heard about it, reported that it had fallen asleep earlier when they needed him to pinch hit. Well, Mike Sweeney, who I think we all think the world of.
One of the most wonderful human beings you'll ever meet in your life.
Made it clear to members of the media that that story wasn't accurate, and then took it a step further, as that is ball 4 outside, when the veteran said, and I quote, "We will support and fight and take a bullet for Ken Griffey Jr. if we have to. He's our teammate. Nothing is going to divide this clubhouse, especially," again, I'm quoting a makeshift article made up of lies. "We don't think there are 2 players who said that about Ken Griffey Jr. I challenged everyone. I challenged everyone in that room. If they said that, to stand up and fight me." No one stood up. Mike Sweeney.
That's some old school right there. I like that.
The walls closing in Seattle, that's how they chose to handle it. More after this from Chase. Angry. Vicente Padilla saying, please just don't throw that glove at me.
I think he thought he got squeezed by the home plate umpire. Ed Rapuano. Nope. There were balls.
Ah! Here he comes, Hung-Chi Kuo, one of the toughest left-handers in the game. The opponent's batting average of 118. And for the first time this year, he inherited base runners. We'll see how he handles that. Usually starts an inning clean. I think he'll handle it just fine, as tough as he can be. The Diamondbacks obviously a long ball away from making this very interesting with their man, who certainly can do it, with that puncher's chance, as you talk about, in Mark Reynolds.
Whoa, that straightens him right up.
He's not afraid to do that, though, is he?
No, not at all. You can see why you bring in the left-hander to face Mark Reynolds, because there is zero history on the side of Mark Reynolds against Hung-Chi Kuo. But as you said, it's always that puncher's chance.
The 1-0.
Just absolutely ate him up with that fastball. Right off his batting gloves.
Now, the tougher you can be and the later you pitch, the more likely the chance that Mark, if he's going to get you, will get you. Aces and closers. Kuo is a guy that, I tell you, he's a tough guy to square up.
I was going to say, you can see Russell Martin's having trouble catching him. Go ahead and try and hit it. But Mark Reynolds lays off, and he's 2-1. Missed again, 3-1.
The left-hander out of Tainan City in Taiwan. 28 years old. We've talked about the injuries he has battled. Has only made 42 appearances tops in a year.
My goodness. That's ball 4. Mark Reynolds got out of the way of it, and all of a sudden these Dodgers are trying to let the Diamondbacks right back in this thing.
Well, take it, but they'll give it.
Yeah, base hit and a couple of walks. Get out of there, Mark. And all of a sudden, Adam LaRoche is the tying run at the plate because of walks by the Dodger bullpen. And that's dangerous ground because we say it a lot, and it's been proven. Late walks tend to score.
Rick Honeycutt will visit. About 4 walks per 9 innings for Kuo.
I mean, he missed badly with every one of those pitches.
Belisario, Kuroda, and now the big fella doing some stretching down there, Jonathan Broxton. So with that runner on first, his responsibility, the runner on second, Belisario's, and then Connor at third. There's a strike right down the middle.
And it never fails. He's just all over the place to the guy in front of you. And you stand in there, okay, this guy's wild. Let me take a pitch. Right down the middle.
Lefties in his career have hit .212 against Kuo. 0-2.
How about that slider, Darren Sutton? There you can see Adam hadn't done too well off Kuo either. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
LaRoche hits a pop-up, shallow center. Connor tags. Comes on down, 6-3 the score. So for LaRoche, 3 RBIs on the night. 23 on the year. Now Rusty Ryle.
Hitting for Aaron Heilman, number 4, Rusty Ryle.
Righties hit .232 against Quo in his career. It was Ryle that put Hiroki, who started this game, on the disabled list with that line drive back to the box we spoke of earlier. Fastball buries it in there.
I don't know what happened there with Russell Martin. Must have got crossed up. No, he definitely got crossed up.
He's lucky he caught that ball and it didn't catch him. .11 for 27 this year, Ryle. .407 batting average. That pitch is low. 2-0 the count. Remember, the last righty he faced, Mark Reynolds, had no concept of the strike zone.
Nowhere near. Chased one just up and out of the zone there. That was gas.
2-1 the count.
Just watch how tardy that swing was. Goodness gracious.
Runners on first and second. The 2-1 is low. 3-1 the count. Abreu's switch hitter will bat right-handed should he get an opportunity. There are times when you're pitching to, whether you're righty or lefty, and you're trying to find the strike zone, you need someone in that batter's box of your arm side to find the strike zone. I don't know if that's the case. The 3-1. 3-2.
95 right at the kneecaps. 3-2 with 2 outs. The base runners will be going. Now it's up to Rusty. First and foremost, make sure it's a strike. And then once you see it's a strike, be really quick to get to the ball.
Ryle hits a fly ball center field. And snatching it out of the air is Matt Kemp. Just 1 run for Arizona, 6-3. We move into the 9th inning. Again, a 3-run deficit, and Chad Qualls goes to work for the 15th time this year, just getting in work. Actually in a unique kind of a visual last night with his club being really knocked around late. Qualls hopped up and just started throwing in the pen to get some work in. And so Chad now just looking to keep the wheels greased as he hopes to be pitching in save situations here on this road trip. Russell Martin to lead it off. Sinker, and it's strike one. Falls against Milwaukee, went 2/3 of an inning a couple of nights ago. As that one is waved right through. Slider 0-2 the count. Gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, but none were earned.
And that's one of the best sliders we've seen Qualls throw this year. It's one of the pitches giving him a little bit of trouble, just leaving a few of those in the hitting zone a little too often.
High fly into right center field. Justin Upton is there to put it away. And you talk about these Diamondbacks and what they have coming up with all the games against the West heading into June. There is a trip that takes this team to Denver. Here's who the Colorado Rockies are so far this year. Very solid bullpen. Only a team like the Tigers in the American League are better overall, and it's Ubaldo and the rest. Jeff Francis, his shoulder, much like Brandon Webb, has not pitched. Carlos Gonzalez, former Diamondback, has done a great job. You bet. They're underachieving a little bit.
Lately?
Well, just overall. I think when you look at their run differential, the runs they have scored, the runs they have given up, they should be a little better than they are. And so you tend to think that as the season goes on, even if they stay the same ball team, they'll get up and over 500 and be a better team than they've been. And I think we could even say that watching them play in Denver, that they're a better team than we've seen.
They're talented. A lot of talent.
Tulowitzki, no power yet. Todd Helton, not a lot of power yet. Todd without a homer. Tulo with just one.
And they haven't had their closer, Houston Street, all year long.
No, you're right. Kemp hits a high fly to right field. And you think about, too, we talked about the Padres earlier and how interleague play comes in. Diamondbacks go to Boston, go to Tampa. They host the Yankees. Interleague play for the Padres, we were mentioning them earlier, they missed the Yankees and the Red Sox this year.
That's not fair.
They missed the Yankees and the Red Sox.
What kind of baloney is that?
Well, that's just how it rolls. And 1 the count to Ethier. There was a time when this young man was pitched around to get to Manny Ramirez. Slider and a strike. 0-2. Couple of outs in the air this inning. Ethier, when he was intentionally walked in the 7th with 2 outs to load the bases, Manny doubled up the center field wall right behind him. Topper, and it's foul. He came in hot, Andre Ethier, that is, and he leaves hot.
He didn't do anything to disappoint, did he? Golly, this guy can do it. My guy, Andre Ethier. I don't blame you, folks. You're looking at a true star.
Breaking ball down and in. 1-2 the count. Heilman and Qualls so far for Qualls have cleaned things up, and the bullpen tonight has acquitted itself very well. But it's two guys that have been on track more so of late. Well, that has been a theme tonight. I mean, Dodger after Dodger pounding balls off their feet.
Looks like he's got one of those guards. No, he doesn't. Right off the inside of his ankle. Golly. He looks like he's just fine. He's another kid. Until you stand next to him, Darren, you just don't realize how big this kid is until you stand next to him, shake hands with him. He's got some big old meat hooks for hands.
I think you'd say it about the trio of young players, Kemp and Loney too. Goodness.
Big kids.
2-2 the count. 6 runs, 8 hits, and an error for the Dodgers. 6 left on base. 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for the Diamondbacks. And again, 6 left on base. Chad with the 2-2. Hot shot. LaRoche is there again. Feeds, Qualls covering in time for the out. A vacuum at first base, Adam LaRoche.
Dive to the left. Get over there, Chad Qualls. Hat up, boy.
Grab your bag, it's on. And by Quest high-speed internet. Get blazing fast speeds. It won't burn up your wallet. Glad to have you back at Chase Field as we move along. These Diamondbacks hoping beyond hope for a rally, but it is tough against a man like Jonathan Broxton. The big hard-throwing right-hander will face Tony Abreu to start things off. Broxton this year, just 3 saves, but an ERA of 1.54.
You see why. Only 1 walk in his 11 innings. The Georgia boy, they call him the Mountain from Stone Mountain. He's really not from Stone Mountain.
Yeah, that's a good thought, though.
Just kind of made that up.
Born in Augusta, Burke County, Georgia. As he goes to work. That one is fouled off and into the seats. In his career, Broxton has 58 saves. In his career, he has 12 strikeouts per 9 innings. 12 in his big league career. And the big boy rocks and fires and slapped in its foul. The Diamondbacks hoping beyond hope, and it's tough again with Broxton, but to put together a rally in this ball game, see what they can do. Because the last time they had a an entire homestand of more than 2 teams coming in, or I should say 2 or more. This is 2. Back in 2005, they were swept in a single-team homestand by the Giants.
Right.
They went 0-3 against the Giants September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. As that one is a shot and a base hit. So they're off to the right direction. But this is the toughest and longest, as we see that again, winless homestand since July 15th through the 25th, 2004.
Oh, my goodness. I remember 2004.
On that homestand, they went 0-11 against the Dodgers, the Giants, the Astros, and the Rockies. They also lost 111 that season.
Ugh. Bite your tongue. Not supposed to mention 04.
Kelly Johnson shoots that one into the seats, and it's a souvenir. But this 2 teams, that was 4 teams. This is the first homestand since then with more than 1 team in it, in which the Diamondbacks, if they can't rally, will come up empty. The 0-1. Kelly fouls that one off. The National League Player of the Month for the month of April has seen May treat him a little bit more rudely. He doubled in a pair, came up with a big hit last night, late. I tell you, it was with his hit that you felt like, this team's going to do it. They're down 4-3, and then they just couldn't hold the lead. A big blow up in the 7th inning or 8th inning, is 7 runs scored after that.
Oh, my goodness, what a pitch. 98 miles an hour, knee high, outside corner. Whew. No thank you if you're Kelly Johnson. Nothing you can do there, Darren. Just a perfect pitch.
Here's Cole Gillespie. Oh, and 1 the count to Cole. Nine hits and 35 at bats. 5 of his hits of the 9 have been doubles. 1 a homer against Milwaukee. As that one misses, 1-1 the count. Keep it right here for the Quest Diamondbacks Live post-game show. Todd and Joe getting ready out there. Going over their paperwork. Bump of the fist, we know they're ready. As that one is a shot, and into the seats it goes. 1-2 the count. Fastball slider exclusively for Broxton.
That's basically it. That's about all he needs.
That's what I like right there. Good rally cap.
Rally cap with a probably a fan of Connor and Edwin.
The 1-2. Slider is outside. 2-2 the count. The 2-2. Outside, 3-2 the count to Cole Gillespie.
Well, the Diamondbacks need one more base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. Connor Jackson would be that tying run if Cole Gillespie can find his way on.
The 3-2 pitch. Hanging around. Speaking of tough pitchers, Steven Strasburg tonight in the Washington organization threw 79 pitches in AAA, 55 for strikes. He struck out 7, he walked 1, he faced 19 batters, 1 over the minimum before departing with 6 no-hit innings. It was his second minor league win or AAA win. His ERA in the minors now is 1.06. Steven Strasburg.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that in the big leagues.
The 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4 now. The tying run comes to the plate in the form of Connor Jackson.
Heck of an at-bat right there by Cole Gillespie. We've seen him be able to handle some of these closers. Handle some big situations.
Connor Jackson.
Drew waits on deck. Connor waves at a slider. 0-1 the count.
Where you're looking for that 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and you get the slider. Heck of a pitch.
The last 2 home runs given up by Jonathan Broxton last August. 2 of them to Diamondbacks. A high strike there.
Who can forget the good friend of the show, the home run that Matt Stairs hit in the playoffs a couple of years ago against this big fella. Almost over the pavilion in Dodger Stadium.
That one is away. Of course, we talked earlier about the 3 straight walk-off home runs by these Diamondbacks. In the 3rd game, the score in the bottom of the 9th was 6-3, Diamondbacks down.
Oh, we need another base runner to get a walk-off.
The 1-2.
Oh, dear.
For a guy who rarely does what he just did, he swung way up and out of the zone.
I mean, almost hit him in the neck. And that barely registers on Fox tracks, but Connor couldn't lay off the high hard one. You can see how dejected he is.
So Drew ready to go. Broxton takes a walk around. Rally cap ready. Won't get it just so. One for 4, the run scored tonight. Oh, and 1 to count.
Oh, when he puts that fastball right on the corner like that, that's impossible to hit at that velocity.
Outside.
2-1 the count as he takes up and away. Justin Upton waits on deck. Two and two the count.
Went right down the middle with that one. Drew couldn't catch up.
Broxton with the 2-2. Outside, an 0-6 homestand for the Diamondbacks. They went 6-5 on an 11-game road trip, I should say. Came home and dropped every single game against the Milwaukee Brewers and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Their toughest trip back home since July 15th through the 25th, 2004, in which they went 0-11 against the Dodgers, Giants, Astros, and Rockies. Manny Ramirez delivered, didn't he? And he is our APS Energy All-Star. And we will find out why on the postgame show. We're going to get it started. Joe and Todd, get those lights on, boys. You're going to look good out there. Postgame show now.